from Mark Selby's point of view, we're just waiting him to click into gear, really, get his season off to some sort of start. He won't be best pleased the way things have been going of late, but he worked so hard at his game that I don't think it'll take too long before he finds his best form.
Tournaments, many more tournaments still to come, of course. Yeah, it didn't help, obviously, breaking his toe at the start of the season. He was looking to get going after the layoff after the Crucible and had to wait.
Well, it's a full-on month of October. The boys are here in Belgium, then the home nation starts in England, in Barnsley, in the middle of the month, and at the end of the month we've got the international from China. So it's a busy month.
Yes, it didn't look like Mark Joyce would be in that international championship. He was 4-0 down to Kurt Dunham last week in Preston, but came through and won 6-4. As I say, he digs in. He's a tough player, Mark Joyce, from a very strong area for snooker in the West Midlands.
£370,000 on offer this week, 75,000 going to the winner. And of course, Ding Junhui last week picked up that cheque for 150,000 in the World Open. Now, there's just an early chance here for the world champion into this left corner. One thing Mark Joyce has to do is try and keep his safety tight. Otherwise, that might happen. Worth a replay. He's perfectly on the blue. Try and get rid of these reds around the black spot if you can, and if you can land on the one above the black in such a way to nudge the other one away from it. You might just take a couple of reds first, play the percentages. Don't think he can get at the black from that side. The pink available.
6.
Yeah, nice to be back in Belgium, David. I remember playing Humo Masters a few years ago in Belgium. That was in Antwerp actually, but the people of Belgium were fantastic, great hosts, and always supportive of the game.
This was a slight kick, which has made a difference. Cue ball hasn't come back to where he wanted it to.
Taking on the blue. Needs to do a little bit with the cue ball though to get onto the next red, possibly the one above the black. Well, this is early doors in this match. It's not guaranteed.
Mark Selby 7.
Well, he's been lucky there, blocking the pocket with the pink. Yeah, 2 or 3 frames in, I would have fancied him for that blue, but not opening frame with just a couple of shots behind him. But so lucky to cover the pocket. Well, there was a pot on there, but no percentage. That's why he's playing the safety. Would have been a tough red to get to pot in the corner from there. We're back to the best of 7 straight through and sprints. So you have to be on it straight away. I think it's good that we've got the mix. You know, we've got the long matches as well in the UK, the World Championship, and best of 19 final last a few days ago in China. But it's nice to have the mix. Got to be careful here. Doesn't catch anything on the way back. Well played. But where's the white going? It's not far away. Got away with it on this occasion.
Makes a big difference. It's much harder for Joyce now from the jaws of the pocket than it would have been in the D, where he would have had a clear pot on.
Well, we talk about all the great skills of these players, but as always, Lady Luck does play its part. So just up and down with the cue ball, then off this right-hand red. The danger is probably just catching the green on the way back and leaving a pot on. Well, he's caught that far too thick. Catching the red on the way back, no man about the green. Well, that could be costly.
1.
Tournament last year was played in Romania. Mark Selby reached the semi-finals, lost to the eventual winner, Judd Trump. Kind of forgotten about because he won 5 ranking titles, Selby, including the World and the UK and the International Championship, the 3 big ones.
Yeah, still way out in front in the rankings. 700,000 more than Ding Junhui, who went to number 2 actually after his win a few days ago. John Higgins at number 3. Judd, defending champion, world number 4 on the provisional list, that is.
Well, all 3 big colours are awkward here, so this is going to be hard work for the minute, relying on the bulk colours.
Does he have the angle on this right hand red to play onto the blue here? Cannon onto the other red. The only danger here, if he catches the right hand side of the red, he'll be out of position. Full ball on the red, pushing out of the way. He's played the gentle cannon, and that's perfect. Well done.
Table 2 is live on the Eurosport Player, so the Table 2 match is Joe Perry against Sohail Vahidi of Iran, although I noticed Perry's already 1-0 up there, which suggests to me that his opponent hasn't turned up yet, unless Joe's done a Tony Drago and run through the first frame.
13.
We'll find out in 5 minutes, because it's if he doesn't turn up within another 15 minutes, then it's 2-0.
Well, that pot was better than it looked. Could have done with avoiding the green, but it's still not too bad. He has a red on, and he can get back for the green on the blue. Well, I think the blue is blocked, but so he'll probably play on the green here. Bit of work to be done, though, to make anything substantial.
Mark Selby, 18.
By 2 point, please. 2 point in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Don't talk, don't talk. Wait for the end of the slow-mo. Wait for the end of the slow-mo, please. Don't talk. And cue again.
Well played. Yeah, that red that Mark's just missed there, Mark Selby that is, just evidence of the way he's been playing of late. Normally he's very reliable on those sort of pots, but he's been missing 1 or 2 of those over the last few weeks. Oh, can Mark Joyce take advantage here? Still a few reds in the open. The blue is available. Well, that was slightly springy off the top cushion. It's not too bad.
It's been in 2 quarter-finals this season, Riga Masters and Paul Under Classic, but they're 2 of the lower tariff events, so hasn't had the rewards he could have done some other tournaments.
5.
And didn't get the reward there either. Little shake of the head.
Yeah, trying to find the gap with the cue ball. I just wonder whether he'll take this blue on. He can't play safe down the table, that red there. What's he thinking?
Mark Joyce, 5.
Well, at least that's opened up the black. This could get a little bit cagey, but the table is beginning to open up a little bit. Now, will Mark be tempted with the red to the middle? It's one of those. If he gets it, it could be frame over, but of course he's leaving everything to Mark Joyce. Might be a bit early for one of those. Well, he's tempting Mark Joyce here. Bit of cat and mouse going on. Who's going to make the first real mistake?
Well, it is now 2-0 to Joe Perry, and there hasn't been a ball struck in that match, so his opponent, Sahil Vahidi, he's not here yet. And if he doesn't get here soon, there won't be any ball struck in the match, it'll be 4-0.
Well, again, a little tempted to the middle, but it's tough. Still prepared to wait. That's Mark Selby all over. Oh, that's a better one. Covered most of the red on the right hand side, and also red's near the blue spot. This is awkward here. He might have to play the one that's nearest the black. Well, he's got to strike this right, otherwise he could be leaving things on. Needs to miss the brown. Well, so Mark can get his hand on the table. Slightly hampered.
well, it's been very scrappy and no real rhythm yet to the match.
Well, this is a little bit awkward, but well, he's having a go at this one, and then he might take on the one left of the black. Another chance to get in. It's not easy. That's better. Well played. Played with the element of safety, but nicely on the brown. Good pot.
Yes, he always stays so focused, Selby, even, as I say, when there's been a lot of cagey play. He can still knock those in, and now he's in a position to possibly win this frame.
Yeah, and that red, as you saw there on the replay, it was bang in the middle of the pocket. He's just looking for something at the moment, just to get himself started in the season. You know, it's been bits and pieces. A win here this week wouldn't do any harm.
6.
Always works very hard at his game, Mark Selby. Ooh, just as I say that, was that
Mark Selby 6.
a heavy contact?
Well, no one expected him to miss it, certainly. That's a big surprise.
0. And kick.
Yeah, I don't think it was a kick. It was just a bad miss. Well, what a chance this is for Mark Joyce to get right back into this opening frame. It's important, these best of sevens, to get off to a good start.
Joe Perry's got off to a good start. He's 3-0 up and hasn't played. His opponent isn't here. I said it was going to be on table 2. It's actually, they put on Jamie Jones, Martin O'Donnell, which tells you that they obviously hadn't seen Sahil Vahidi before it started. So that's going to be 4-0 very soon.
Well, I don't know what's going on there, but I don't think Mike Dunn would be too happy. He got beat by the lad 4-0 in the qualifiers. Could be ill. I don't think it'd be visa problems. I'm sure we'll find out in due course. Mark Selby still has a little bit of insurance of the red on the side cushion.
16. $17.
Hilda Mowens is the referee here. She's getting the extended rest out for Joyce.
Yeah, good pot there. Just depending on the angle on the black here. Does he have enough to sort of play a half stun shot, get over for that red, nudge it? And half ball back into the middle of the table would be perfect, but he looks fairly straight on the black. Well, some angle. Does he have enough? He tried to create the angle there. Hang on though.
25.
Well, it was always going to be about the final red. Just could have done with a little bit more angle, but he's missed that by some way. So just the single point in it then in this opening frame, and all the colours. Well, it picks over the corner, but the damage will be done before that, and that's a nicely laid snooker from Mark Selby. Well, the black is slightly in the way down that side. I'm not sure if he's going to play this off 2 cushions or 1. He might just sort of bounce this into the cushion to create the angle. Well, he had the angle. Just depends where they finish though. Well, this is not looking good for Mark Joyce. Another day, he gets them safe.
Well, Mark Selby missed that black earlier when he had a great chance to win the frame. This is another chance.
1.
Yeah, and he won't need the pink either. He's just doing the maths. Up to and including the blue on the colours, so we'll put him 20 points to lead, 13 on. Just recheck that. So should do the damage here before he gets to the pink.
6.
Mind you, anyway, on that side cushion, he'll just drop it in. Could have done with the white just a little bit, just run on a little bit more there. He's stretching on the shallow.
Eight. 11. 15.
Just the blue needed. Oh, don't go over the black. He's already done the maths. Well, there's been chances on both sides in this opening frame, but it's the world champion who's going to take it.
Yeah, the black that Joyce missed forcing cost him in the end because it gave Selby the opportunity to lay the snooker, and that yielded that chance there to win the frame. Very scrappy start, but Mark Selby, the world #1, is in front here by 1 frame to centre tonight. Great excitement here. Now, of course, he's a champion. He'll be up first up tonight against Sam Craigie. Mark Selby leads Mark Joyce 1-0. Joe Perry already through. His opponent did not show up, so he'll Vahidi. So Perry is into the last 32 already. Oh dear, this is not good. This is not a good break-off shot. Well, he's sort of got away with it in terms of the red that's come back down the table, but won't do his confidence any good.
Yeah, still left this one to the right corner, and the black's available. Well, it's got to be frustrating for Mark Selby. Such a great player, we know that, and you know, it's just last 2 or 3 weeks, it's just not happening for him. Normally, we see a lot of those going in. Well, he might have left that one to the left middle. I think that is cuttable. Would have liked to have got the cue ball tight to the cushion, but I mean, with these, you just concentrate on the pot. He'll be flying into the red and the yellow. Too thin. That's why he missed the red and the yellow. And he's left things on. Well, dead straight. You'll have to go back for the blue. But it's a good chance to hit straight back here. As we mentioned at the top of the programme, he's aware that Mark Selby's not at his best. And, well, this is the time to try and take advantage.
One.
But once again, the blue's the only high value colour available. For the moment, anyway.
Six. Seven.
Well, he's got open reds here, but for me, I'd be aggressive. I'd go into the pack with power and try and free up the pink and possibly the black. He can pit them off, but go aggressive. He has done. He's on one, but he hasn't freed up any of the colours. I think that was the right shot, and he just needs
11.
other colours in play. Well, he's got to negotiate the cue ball here, back for the blue. There could be another red in the way. Unless he plays it with topspin, of course, but he's playing backspin. This could go wrong. Well played.
12.
And he's got the pink into play. Well, this is just a little bit awkward. Downward striking. Seen these miss before. Well played.
$17. $18.
Well, that was a good recovery there. He made that look easy. It wasn't.
The scene here, as I say, 4 tables but 1 not in play because the Joe Perry match in the end didn't happen. So the match on the Eurosport player is Martin O'Donnell against Jamie Jones, and O'Donnell's won the first frame there. The other match is Alan McManus against Wan Si-jun, and McManus has won the first there.
Well, anywhere but there.
20.
If he gets a kiss on the pink, it would have been fine. I don't think there's anything on here. I don't know whether he can get to this red on the right-hand side to pot it. It's amazing, time and time again, where the cue ball finds its way in those sort of positions. Well, he has this red to the right corner, but he's very close to it. Again, another day. We've got the nudge on the pink, and it would have been perfect. Well, he's going for this red to the right corner that he's nearest to, but it's not easy, especially to get back for a colour. Ah,
22.
there you go, just in case he missed the first one. Now, does this pink go? Oh, it's very tight. Well, if you're dead straight on the pink, I think it would have been okay, but he's got a slight angle. Well, the blue is on, but it's awkward.
Blue ball.
No, sir.
Mark Joyce, 22.
Well, for me, he didn't really commit there, because just look where the white's finished, and you know, if you're going to fully commit, you take the white off the cushion for the next red. So if he wasn't that confident, just play safety. Because if that had gone in, the next red was tough, and now it's tough for Mark Selby. Well, that's not surprising. I think there might be a red on here. Just get enough of the potting angle. Well played.
1.
Slow down. Well, it's not bad. But I did say that one thing Mark Joyce has to do is make sure that his safety's good. Well, although it wasn't clean, it went in. Well, that is unbelievable.
Mark Selby, 1. One.
Yes, first full ranking event in Belgium for 23 years. It was at the 1994 European Open in Antwerp, won inevitably by Stephen Hendry. Big John Parrott in the final, who had a very good record actually in that tournament. Won it 3 times and was runner-up further 2 times.
8.
Have been other events here, smaller events, but this is the first full event back in Belgium. And as you can see already, the audience have turned out for the first afternoon. Oh
9.
dear, he's just brushed off the black. He wanted a fuller contact on that red. So it's gone wrong again for Mark Joyce. And the frustrating thing for him is he's seeing Selby struggle. Mark Selby's not playing great stuff, but he still won the first frame.
Bramble. Mark Joyce, 9.
Well, this is close. But not quite close enough. So another chance for Joyce, and as I say, he's seen Selby just not quite at the races yet.
One.
No, it was never going in.
Mark Joyce,
Never looked
1.
in. So another chance goes begging.
Just looks a little bit edgy to me, Mark Joyce. Hasn't really settled. Plenty of chances on offer. Got to be putting those away, though. I think there might just be enough room past the pink here. Nope. And that was never in. Well, it's after you, Claude. No, after you, Cecil.
Well, I would suggest if Joyce doesn't win this frame, I'm not sure how he can win the match, really, because he's had a bucket load of chances. This is another one presenting itself. 31 in front already.
One.
Well, not the right
8.
angle to stay on the black, so we'll have to go down for something else. I mean, he could get onto the blue here, actually. But then the last 3 reds are awkward.
Nine.
Well, Jester not smiling, and you can't blame him. Even though he won that first frame, hasn't yet to hit his stride. He needs the yellow, a red and a colour here, Joyce.
That could have been better. I think he played on the red to the right centre. He
11.
needs to find another one.
Twelve.
Good red. No, the black must go.
Well, if he pots it, Selby needs 2 snookers.
Black ball.
Make sure. Well, didn't go, obviously. So I can't understand why he's played the red like that then. There's no percentages in that.
Well, he just needed any colour, and it would have been snooker required. At the moment, Selby can tie, because he'd need blacks. But at least there's some sort of hope here.
Yeah, I suppose there is that. That's why Mark Joyce just concentrated on the red. But he has to be careful now, because Mark Selby has opened everything up. Just see the world champion there, trying to urge himself on, just concentrate. Well, if he can get this to a respot and goes to 2-0, who knows what might happen. Well, he's thinking red off the pink here. Black's available. Doesn't want to play this tight to the cushion. He'll miss the pink altogether, but just bounce it off it slightly. This is a possible. Oh, he's potted it clean, didn't he, the pink? What am I talking about?
Well, a chance then. The black is onto the middle.
That's a great red.
Well, taking the pink, so he's going to need a snooker.
Has he miscalculated here?
Seven.
Well, I wonder. He must have thought it was easier to get onto this red than the pink than the black. But he could still play the snooker off the red. But well, he wouldn't have needed a snooker. He could have tied, of course. But as you say, David, he needs a snooker now. I wonder. Let's see how far he goes into this break before he realises that he does need a snooker. He might just be in the moment here and miscalculated. We shall see. It's been done before. No, not the way he's played that. He knows he needs the snooker.
15.
In behind the blue then, I would think.
Mark Selby, 15.
Well, good thinking. He worked it all out. Could have done with the white tight to the blue though. This is not that difficult to hit off two cushions. Well, not quite the snooker. My Joyce can see an edge of this yellow. Well, a chance to put this frame to bed then. You can cut this yellow back in. Otherwise going towards the green. Well done.
2.
It's looking like one apiece. Well, again, there's been chances on both sides.
Five.
Well, this should make Mark Joyce feel better. Just settling down himself down into the match. Oh, Mark Selby had enough.
Mark Joyce, 5.
Yes, it's 3 snookers. It's a tall order. He stays in his chair. And Mark Joyce will be relieved, I think, because he had a lot of chances there. And he has finally won this second frame. Mark Selby yet to get going here in Lamel. We're all square at 1 frame apiece, and we're back shortly for frame 3. Welcome back. So, 1 apiece, Mark Selby and Mark Joyce. First round of the European Masters here in Belgium. Best of 7. No intervals until the semi-finals, where we go up to best of 11. One thing we do know is that the winner of this match will play young Zhao Yingtong, one of the Chinese brigade, who of course had to play a qualifier a few weeks ago. In fact, he beat Lee Walker 4-0. It was Walker who did for Selby in the last event, the World Open. Martin O'Donnell's won the second frame against Jamie Jones, so it's 2-0. That's live on the Eurosport Player. And the other match, Alan McManus still 1-0 up against Wan Sijun. Still to come on this table after this match, Neil Robertson will be playing Fang Zhongman.
Well, it's a little bit of a pedestrian start in this match between these two. Ooh, too thick. Well, he was up off the shot straight away there.
Well, this visit may tell us something about Mark Selby. If he can get in here and make a nice break, settle in, he might well carry on in that vein the rest of the afternoon, but we shall see.
Yeah, normally from here you'd say frame over. Just got to negotiate the cue ball here for the black. You might play something else actually. Yeah, black obviously goes to the right corner. The red to the middle is guaranteed. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that, David. He knows, well, we know he's been struggling a bit, so does he, but can he find something here this week?
1.
Form can be temporary sometimes, but class is permanent. I think on occasions we do expect so much of these boys, but they expect it of themselves as well. The standard now is gone through the roof, really. Everybody playing well.
9.
The calendar is full. A lot of money available. Don't tell me he's gone too far. Might have to play the one to the middle.
16.
Well, I just wonder whether he's snooking himself on both. Might be swerving this. He is. He's swerving it around the pink. Wow, that was amazing. Got too much backspin on the black off the pack and finished nowhere.
So from a good opening, he's made 16 as Mark Selby. It's a slight cause for concern, I would say.
Yeah, and that was a bit desperate, actually. He was trying to keep the break going there. That's why he was attempting the swerve around the pink. No, that's poor. That really is poor. Now he's put himself bang under it.
Yes, I mean, this is not what you want, really, against the world champion, even if he is struggling.
Well, might not even take this on. Play off the yellow for the safety. Just wait. Well, this is tough.
Yeah, he put himself
Mark
under it
Joyce
there,
won.
did Mark Joyce, with the previous shot leaving that cue ball on the side cushion.
Well, for me, I don't know if that was the right shot, really. I mean, play the safety off the yellow. I mean, he's not playing at his best either, but that was really tough to take on. Just wait. Now he's gifted this chance.
One.
Could play the yellow. Might play the blue and go fully into the pink here. Well, you've got to get the
Mark
blue
Selby
first.
won.
One interesting thing is we see the miss again. Of course, Selby as world champion doesn't have to qualify now. All his matches are held over to venues. But actually, maybe a match last week in Preston, he was already a bit rusty. Might have done him some good. Now, of course, if he gets beat there, then that doesn't apply. But come into this pretty cold. Everyone else pretty much was playing last week. Meantime, I think that was a kick. It seemed to slightly straighten up.
Well, it's not been pretty so far between these two.
One.
Well, again, he's lost the white here. It's a good pot, but he's the wrong side of the black. Can he hold the cue ball for a red? Well, he might have to go around the table here, but there's plenty to hit at the other end of the table.
Yeah, and it's gone wrong again.
8.
Well, this is hard work for a player, especially of this class when it's going like this. For anybody.
But of course, one of Selby's great attributes is his
Selby
attitude,
8.
and I'd be very surprised if we would see him banging his cue or anything like that. He's just trying to keep focused. Bottom line is, Joyce isn't playing great himself, so Selby's just got to focus on his own game when the next chance comes. Ooh, far too thick again.
Yeah, it just seems all the safeties he's playing at the moment it's like that. He's got away with it, I think.
It's funny, psychologically, I'm sure Joyce was expecting Selby to play well, and the fact that he's not, it's almost like it's affected him slightly. Well, this will affect him if he can get him behind the blue, but not quite. Well, much better length from Joyce this time. Same age, these two, both 34. Joyce is a former English amateur champion, but never yet been past quarter-finals of a ranking tournament. Been to that stage 5 times. Did have an incident a few years ago where Birmingham City Centre, he was effectively attacked and got injured. Had to remodel his game. He's become much more methodical since then.
Another frame that's got a little bit bogged down. Seems to be the pattern of this match so far. Number 46 in the world, Mark. He's been as high as 31 actually. It was back in 2014. Well, much time, an hour, and halfway, well, not even, just about halfway through the third frame. A little bit on the slow side. A chance here, though, if he decides to take something on. Well, at least he got the cue ball through the gap. No damage done. It's been a game of patience so far for these two. More needed. White's close to the pocket. It's okay. Another frame here that's going to have to slowly unwind towards the end of it. Oh, hello. That helps. Nice bonus. And he's on the blue. Well, can you make the most of this? Could have been sort of a little bit further down the table. I'm not quite sure of the angle here off this red. He's got reds to avoid with the cue ball. There is a gap there if it's a sort of a plain ball pot. It'd be interesting to see how he plays this. Well, straight back for the black, I think.
7.
Oh, nice cannon. Well, he's had 2 touches already. That could have finished nowhere. Well, I think he probably just played he was expecting a cannon off the other red, actually, but that will do nicely. Well, this is where he must be thinking to himself, just
14.
pick up my game, put a little bit of pressure on Mark Selby. I think that was a little bit of a big bounce off the cushion. He's on the pink, it's okay. The angle on the black is no good.
$22.
Joyce just to take the extra 7 points, but this is looking good.
Joyce, 22.
Well done. That's fair enough. Has it got there? Well played. Well, it's amazing, really. It does amaze me, the touch and the direction. Time and time again we see it. But another chance to get in behind the brown and the yellow. I think it's a touch hard. Well, it's hard fought, this, so far. Oh. Well, I think the mind was focused there slightly. Great pot.
Yeah, it made a big difference, didn't it? Joyce not quite getting the cue ball in behind the brown. Selby would have been in big trouble there, but he knocked in a perler. Needs another good one here.
6. 7.
When you're sort of knocking a long red like that, as Mark did, and especially when you've been struggling, it makes you feel better. But those are the sort of pots that really you expect them to win the frames from. Should win the frames from. Deserve to win the frames from. Bang in the middle. Well played. But this is not straightforward. He's having to work hard for these. But this will help
14.
the black onto its own spot, because now he can play onto the black and nudge the red out of the way. Oh, this guy is one of the best at making a half chance into a full one. He's had 476 career centuries. Well, he's got them now, and already with a 24-point lead. But there was a great red to get in. If Mark Joyce had just got a little flick on that brown on the way through, it would have been behind the brown. It would have been all different. Fine margins, we keep saying it. There's certainly fine margins at this game of snooker.
$30.
32 the lead, so he needs 2 reds here.
31.
Done well there. There wasn't much angle on the red. Just drop this in for the left-hand red then. Drop it in down the cushion. He's got a slight angle. You can stun over. So this red is frame ball. Oh, well, what a contribution this has been. I mean, it's a great red to get in, but the rest has been superb as well. Well, this is more like the Mark Selby of old, this.
46. Mark Selby, 46.
So Mark Selby comes to life in frame 3. Mark Joyce nods his head. Great red, got him with good break. Will that now get the world champion going? He's gone back in front, leading by 2 frames to 1. Up there, and we'll look, of course, to continue that. If he can win this frame, of course, it's only first to 4. That really puts Mark Joyce bang under pressure. Martin O'Donnell still 2-0 up on Jamie Jones, and the other match, Alan McManus 2-0 over Wan Sijun. So it's 2-1 to Mark Selby. No intervals, of course. They carry on all the way through first to 4 to reach the last 64.
Yeah, not only was a great red that day, was it? Well, a super break as well. He really had to work hard for that. But that's typical Mark Selby. It really is. And again, the break-off shot, not good. He's brought the red down the table. He's covered it. Don't think he's got there.
Foul and miss. Mark Joyce, 4.
Well, I think that's going back. Just checking with his cue ball is whether he can see a red on. Yes, he can. the one right of the pink. The rule was changed a few years ago. It's not just about hitting both sides of the red. If you can hit a full ball on the red, the only reason with this, the before and after. Yeah, just need to go a little bit further the other way. A bit more to the right, Hilda. Not quite spot on. No, it's been moved. I'm just looking at that red again, right of the pink, but
It's not okay.
well, the reason I've been saying all that is that if Mark misses this red again, I think he can see a red on, so it might be a warning if it goes back. Better pace this time. Oh, forget all that. Well played. Well, might have no choice but just to run into the side of the pack. Well, he's trying to get the white back to the top cushion. Not great. Not sure whether he's left anything though. No, it made all the difference. The shot that Mark Selby played, he didn't get the white tied to the cushion. Now he finds himself in trouble.
Touching ball.
A touching ball has been declared, so you can put the cue ball anywhere. Well, again, it's all about getting that cue ball tight to the cushion. And Mark Selby wouldn't have been able to play that shot. Mark Joyce here also has the chance to put the white to the top cushion. Wow. Again, not played very well, and there's a little tempter here for Mark Selby to the left middle. He can get onto the blue. It's one of those, you know, if you take it on, get it, you deserve to win the frame, like I did in the last frame. Worst case scenario for Mark Selby, it's 2 apiece. But if this goes in, it might be 3-1. I think he's playing it to the corner, actually. Not playing it there, he's playing it to the corner. I'm just wondering whether he's looking to cut this into the middle and back for the black.
Wow, that woke everyone up.
Didn't know we had an airport nearby. This was the Belgium Air Force coming over.
Well, he's looking at a plant here, Joyce. Safety in mind.
Yeah, it wasn't quite set. The second one was, but he was looking to try and get the white back beyond the black. It's not bad. Right, look where the reds are. Only needs one mistake though, and it could be very costly. Oh, don't go in there. Don't go in there. Huh, that would have been trouble. Well, I think there's a pot on here to the left corner, the yellow pocket, but I think Mark Joyce might be forced into something here. Very difficult to get things safe from this position. And perhaps the green is now blocking that corner pocket, so it's all about keeping those safe near the middle pocket. Well, he's going for the pot. This is tough. No. Well, at first glance, I think he's covered the ones near the middle, but there's the one that will cut back in. Well, you can see the straight one. It's the other one he wants. But the green is waiting. Well, Mark Joyce didn't get the cover, but I'll tell you what, he snookered him. There's nothing on here. He snookered himself on the green. He was hoping to get a bit of a cannon, but unless he was playing down for the black. Now, can he swerve around this red and pot the green? This is missable with the wrong contact. Well, I don't think he expected to finish there.
Green.
Nor did we. He's nominated the green with a slight swerve. Only needs a nudge. Well played. Not too bad. Stoner sort of needs another good pot here though to continue, but there's a gap to bring the white down for the black. Perfect. Well played. That's a great recovery. It really is. I mean, that was no gimme with everything on.
So now he's got himself in, and this looks a good position for Selby to put something substantial together.
Well, the 46 he made in the last frame was superb. I mean, again, I'll say it again, it was a great red to get in, but after that, everything was excellent.
12.
It was hard work for him, but a super break at the right time.
Thirteen. Yeah.
£933,000 he earned last season on the table. Mark Selby, a record for prize money. And this is someone whose family couldn't afford to send him to play snooker when he was young. He had to rely on initially free practice from Malcolm Thorne, who ran Willie Thorne's in Leicester. And I think that underlines why he's got to the top, that attitude, and actually the gratitude he's got to snooker. His life could have been very different.
Yeah, I think Neil Robertson's another one like that as well. He came to this country with £500, but what this guy's achieved has been amazing, really. And he's got the years on his side as well. Another 9-10 years yet. If the enthusiasm is still there.
26. $27.
Always keeps himself fit as well. I already know how tough he is mentally when he's under the cosh.
Yeah, the point I was making is I think he appreciates snooker. He appreciates
32.
having the chance to play, and he doesn't necessarily discriminate any matches, a match he wants to be playing in.
Yeah, and he's not one of those so whinging and moaning. He just gets on with it. He's
33.
just a great professional.
$40.
Well, could have done with a little bit more angle there. He would have stunned down for the blue, but nice on the black.
So this is the highest break of the match,
48.
and Mark Joyce won that second frame, but it all really turned in the third when Selby knocked that great red in, won the frame from it.
$49.
Well, Mark Selby beginning to take a grip on this match. It should be 3-1.
$51. $52. 57. 58.
Well, it took a lot of work to get in this frame, but once he got in, he stayed in.
61.
Just a couple of balls away from making it 3-1.
62.
This blue then is frame ball, 3-1 lead. Just, we always say just an extra red would help.
67. 68.
So Joyce now has problems, clearly. Not only Selby gone 3-1 up, he's gone 3-1 up playing well.
$72. 73.
Well, could this be a century here? Still needs to nudge that awkward red away from the pink. Well, Mark might play on the blue here from this final red and just nudge into them.
76.
Oh well, that's fair
77.
enough. Might be the brown. I'm not sure whether you can pot the red from that left-hand side. I think you might be going for the cannon. Looks pretty good. Oh, unlucky. Well, I just wonder whether there's a... It might be a double on, but there might be a treble on, actually, to the right centre. To try and make the century. Is there enough room for the double? Yes, there was. Go on, get in. Well played.
He's always been a good doubler. Well, now he's playing like the world champion that he is.
89.
Had one century so far, Martin O'Donnell, in his match with Jamie Jones, 105.
91. 94.
Well, this is classy stuff. As I said
98.
earlier, you know, even when he was struggling early in the match, his attitude never faltered. And since potting that great red in the last frame, he's not looked back. This blue then for his first century of the tournament.
103.
Getting a good round of applause from this crowd here in Lamel.
Yeah, this is what they've come to see.
109.
'Exhibition shot now then.
Not strictly allowed that. So the break ends at 109, and that is more like it from Mark Selby. Suddenly he's smiling again. And why wouldn't it be? He's only a frame from victory. He leads Mark Joyce here by 3 frames to 1. So Mark Selby 3-1 up, and has just made a century in the fourth, looking to kill off the match here in frame 5.
Once again, he's brought a red down the table. But he hasn't covered it. Well, if you don't want to do that, make a century and then gift an early chance to your opponent. He'll be really annoyed with that. He's got himself in a good position, looking to kill off the match, and then hands this chance.
One.
Just to let you know, on the breaks side, actually there's £1,500 available for the high break this week in Lamel. Anybody making a maximum, there's a prize of £35,000. It's rolled over from China. There wasn't one made there. That goes up every 5,000. Well, 5,000 every event, of course, on the main tour. In the main events.
6.
Well, a good early chance here then for Mark Joyce in this frame from that 4 break-off shot.
7.
Joyce has to respond though, because he's seen Selby hit form. He's got to try and produce something similar to keep this match alive.
Yeah, I think for me, nothing against Mark Joyce, but if he doesn't, I can't see a way how he's going to win this match.
14. 15. 22. 23.
Into the pack here with power. Well, he's looking at a loose red, but he's going to put a lot of right-hand side on the black here, and he could push the black over from that angle and go into them. Lots of topspin. Well, he's gone for the drop in. That's fair enough. He had a better angle than I thought. He played it well.
30.
'He's going to have to go into the pack at some stage, though.
31. 38. 39.
'Just going to touch straight on the black here. Punch over for the left on red. Well, he needed that cue ball a little bit more off the cushion.
46.
He's just slightly the wrong angle, I think. Shake of the head. Dead straight on the right hand red would have been perfect, but I'm not sure. Well, no problem with that. Don't know why he's shaking the head. He can drop this in for the black.
47.
Well, again, not the perfect angle. Might have to play on the loose one. And this has come off the poor break-off shot from Mark Selby, bringing that red up the table. Again, that was the last thing he wanted to do.
$54.
Well, here we go. Too thick on the final red. And Mark knew straight away. He was just hoping for the cover. It didn't happen.
It does seem strange, doesn't it, considering how many times they play that shot. Play it every match, every other frame. But it goes wrong so many times.
55.
And so is that. Well, that's really poor. I mean, he's had 2 or 3 opportunities to get on the black, to get into the pack. Now he's nowhere. Yeah, I remember watching John Higgins 3 or 4 years ago, I think, when he won his 4th world title, and the break-up shot that he played was absolutely superb. It was the same over and over again. I thought we were on loop. I thought it was a tape.
55.
Well, 55 could have been more, but there's still plenty on for Mark Selby here. Yeah, just going back to that, I mean, John Higgins must have put a lot of hard work in to get the break correct, but time and time again, you've got the white in exactly the same spot. And of course, when you do that, you've got your opponent immediately under pressure on the back foot. 75 left here for Mark Selby then. In fact, I'm wrong. I've just counted the reds. It's 83 on. Ooh, he's been lucky there though to cover that one. The math's as good as ever. 72, what I'm talking about. I still haven't got it right. I'll come back to you in a minute.
Is 83?
82. Is it 83, 82?
83.
Yeah, I thought I had it right at some stage. What's that calculator?
Mark Joyce, if he'd have gone on that black, he was looking to get into the reds and then get someone. You fancy it's 3-2. And a 55-point lead. He knows against Selby, he's not necessarily going to see him through.
Yeah, I just think though as well, David, I think that there was stages during that break where he should have grasped the nettle and gone onto the pack or into the pack a little bit earlier than he did. He chose to sort of pit them off, but there were times where you have to go aggressive and try and get them open. Now he's got the problem here. He's got to do something with this red. He might even swerve around the yellow and pot it. Well, this is dangerous. Coming off the one cushion, trying to nestle on the red. If he ever hits this or glances off the pack, well, that's underhit, I think. That's miles away.
Foul and miss. Mark Selby 4.
Now, does this red at the back of the pack go? Well, it seems it will. Well, that's really poor from Mark Joyce. It really is. He might have gone, just swerved around the yellow and took the risk. But to play that and leave it there, this might be end of match.
Yeah, a frame where it looked for a moment like Mark Selby might only have played one shot. Suddenly he's in with a chance.
Well, I think that was high risk for Mark Joyce. I think he should have gone the other way. We shall see.
Nine.
Meantime, if we get into another frame, I'll try and get my maths back together. But Mark Selby will be doing his maths here. A good chance to win the match. No, nothing
60.
safe on cushions.
$17.
Could be a key shot, especially if it's a cannon. There's one there, and this will open up another red to the other side. All of a sudden, reds in opposite corners open up reds to
24.
other corners.
$25.
Well, he's left himself high on this black. He might have to play the cannon. He might get another chance. Gone for the cannon. He's got one. Not ideal, but there's one on.
32.
Yeah, well done.
33.
Well, it's about the red next to the pink, and if he gets high on that one, I think it's possible.
If the match finishes now, we will have an XQ at the end, and then we'll do short promo for the next match. Take commercial break.
Would you believe that?
Mark Selby, 33.
Crowd on Taunton Talk during the slow-mo, please. Cue again.
Well, that was unbelievable, just when they're looking like the match was all over.
One.
Mark Joyce has been thrown a lifeline here. In his black-red colour. I'll have to play on the red to the middle, I think, from here. Well, he's gone the other way. Well, why do that when you just bring the white back a foot and he's got the red to the middle?
Well, he needs red in the colour, but first part of that scenario is the red, which is not straightforward.
No, I think it might have been easier to the middle pocket.
In it goes, though.
Yeah. But he could do with the colour.
Nine.
Well, if he misses the brown, Selby can still tie. Just checking that on the scoreboard. He's 27 in front with 27 on.
Well, I think that was, for me, that was a little bit of bad management from Mark Joyce. I think he should have just left himself the simple red to the middle, a drop in for the pink, frame over. Now he's made it hard work, this. Imagine if he misses the brown. He hasn't done, though. Well played.
Well, Mark Selby was looking good to make a winning clearance, but missed this yellow.
Yeah, that miss yellow came out of nowhere. It's only one snooker, though. So he could do with this one.
Well, Joyce must have feared the worst as he watched Selby potting balls, but as I say, the miss yellow threw him the lifeline, and it should be 3-2 now, barring a couple of snookers.
Mark Joyce, 15.
Well, Mark Selby will play on. We've seen him play on for 5 snookers, never mind about 2. If he'd have potted that green, I think the frame was over. Not just yet, though. It's 2 snookers to tie, force the respot. Unless we go down to the blue. Be a gap there. Well, there is. It's a guide to probably pot it. I'm not sure whether you can see enough to play the safety. Well, there was. What about this one? Not quite. This is also another guide to pod it, so just knock this in there, Mark. And it's 3-2.
Three.
Still 2 snookers needed. This is looking pretty good as well.
Mark Selby, 3.
Well played. Mark Joyce has got to be careful here. No, if he misses this one, all of a sudden he's under pressure a little. There's room to go around this brown.
Foul.
There you go.
Mark Selby, 4.
And now it could get interesting. Well, he wasn't sure whether he had the angle to get there, but again, this looks pretty good to me. Oh, dear me. Oh, if he misses this one. Now is slightly worried. Well, one cushion would be, I think, just this side of the pocket. We'll have to apply a little bit of the left-hand side, but I think he's looking at 2 cushions, so just beyond the middle pocket and then back cushion. But all of a sudden, the pressure is on.
Foul. Mark Selby, 4.
So Mark Selby can now tie the frame and force a respot.
We've seen it so many times before. the big question here is, will Mark try and pot the brown and go for the respot, or go for another snooker? Well, it's a good cue ball. This is a half chance, but there's pressure on it. And nothing safe either if he misses. Well, he's had a look at the potting angle. I mean, he could play the brown up and down. I just wonder whether he's having a go here. No. Well, I think he was, actually. My apologies now as you left it. I think he's left it. I think Mark Selby can drop this in, play the blue to the corner. Pink and black force the respot. Do you know, I was just wondering whether he might play that. He was looking at the angle, but that's amazing. I mean, to play that power and that accuracy. He was determined to get closer to the blue. Blue, pink and black for a respotted black. He always missed it.
Well, there's something about that pocket he doesn't like. That's the one he missed the yellow into earlier. Incredible, really.
Well, absolutely, especially after the brown. Well, that's another one I didn't see coming.
Wow, talk about thin. Talk about a thin pot. So Mark Joyce very relieved. It looked like he'd let that slip. But it was Selby who missed the blue, and it's Mark Joyce who knocks it in, and the pink as well, just to make sure. And he does extend the match to at least one more frame. Selby had his chance there to force the respot, but it's Joyce who takes the fifth frame, and it's Selby who leads now 3-2. Frame and the match. It was really when he missed the yellow, that's when the problem started.
Thank you. Frame 6.
Because he was looking to clear and then, of course, had the chance to force the respot later on, having got the snookers. So Mark Joyce was 3-1 down. It's now 3-2. He's looking to force a decider. Yeah, when he made that century in the fourth frame, having won the previous frame with a good long red in the break, it looked like Selby was going to kill it off, but that missed yellow and then the missed blue to the same pocket in the last frame. Slight cause for concern, and now he's missed that one as well. Mark Joyce knows this could have been over. but he's still going.
One.
And he does have a never say die attitude, as I mentioned right at the start. Last week in the International Championship qualifiers at Preston, he was 4-0 down to the Australian Kurt Dunham, really struggling for form, and he didn't produce big breaks, but he came back and won 6-4. So it's good match play.
Played that well, just pushing that other red out of the way.
8. 9.
Well, it was going very close in the middle of the pocket, but it's worked out okay. Well, we often say it didn't turn around pretty quickly at this game, you know, when Mark missed that yellow off the spot. Well, again, that was unexpected. We thought the match was over.
17.
If he can make this 3 apiece, who knows what will happen in the decider. Could have played that a little bit better. Wanted that cue ball higher up the table. This is not perfect. Can't see the one over the middle. He could probably play one off it, but if he catches it thick, he could rattle the red. And he's, well, there's one to cut back here, but it depends where the white finishes. Out of position.
25.
There's always the chance of that. Well, what a chance that was, especially where the red's are. Will he go for the yellow? Just in behind it, I think. A missed opportunity.
Mark Joyce, 25.
He's played that one well, though. Oh, what about this one? Oh, dear me. I mean, he looked at the angle. I mean, that's his pool experience, really. The angles like that off the cushion. But look at this. He had a look at this angle, but he's played this to perfection. Well, especially if you can drop this in. Well, he'll be annoyed that he didn't take out the match in the last frame. But he has another chance here.
6. 7.
Well, Mark Joyce had the initial chance. He played a poor, well, first of all, a poor positional shot from the black. Then he had to negotiate the red and the cue ball. Didn't do so.
12. 13. 13.
Well, it's obvious to say he'd be looking to put the match away here. There's no way he wants to go into a decider. pink onto the brown spot, perhaps.
90.
Well, that's kicked, and it's taken the pace out of the cue ball. Well, this is a tough black now, and it's even tougher to stay on the red. He's got to play a cannon here. And this is all about making sure the black and let the rest happen. Don't take your eye off the pot. Well played. Well, he's got a little cannon. He's moved one, but it's not ideal.
27.
That was purely because he got the kick on the red and left himself out of position.
Mark Selby, 27.
So a 25 answered by 27. Both looking for more, clearly. Selby not helped though by the bad contact.
Won't be best pleased with that one. I think Mark has a slight angle on this red to get out for the black. He's just checking everything. Doesn't want to leave one to the middle, but just wondering whether he might play black. Sorry, back for the blue, but I think he's trying to hold for the black. Downward striking. Didn't hit that very well. Just look at the position on the black.
Alan McManus has won 4-1. So experience triumphing over youth there. Young Wan Si Jun has come up against Angles, and Angles has prevailed. He'll play the Hussein Bafai or Mark Allen in the last 32.
Well, again, that could have been better. He needed that white tight to the cushion. There's a little tempter here for Mark Selby to pot this red and stun over for the black. Might take it on. He's looking for the safety. Oh, well, this looks good. Don't find the gap. Well, I think it's a snooker, but if it had been welded behind the yellow, that was tough. Yes, he has got the snooker. Has to be careful here. Well, it's a good hit, but he's pushed it on. It just depends on the angle. Well, it's too straight. If there was some angle, then Mark, well, there's no angle there. He can't get onto the black, into the corner. Could try and pop the red and lay the snooker, though. Didn't fancy any of that. He's just caught some of the middle pocket there. Well played. I just saw Mark Selby just looking up to Mark Joyce there and thinking, well, go on then, you're going to have a go at this one. He did do, and it was bang in the middle.
Eight. Nine.
Well, I just wonder whether we might be going into a decider here.
Sixteen. Seventeen. 24.
Well, that's perfect.
25.
Both players were struggling at the beginning of this match, but they picked up a little bit. The pressure is still on here for Mark Joyce, though. You know, one mistake, and well, it should have been all over in the last frame. But winning that one, it's obviously giving himself a lift. Now he's got a 30-point lead, so just red, black, red will be enough to take us into that decider.
33.
And, well, for me, I think it's a difficult one to call. If Mark Selby, that is, was absolutely flying, but he's not. Although he's had that century, he's still making one or two mistakes.
Well, it's good red he got him with.
40.
It's been a good break. He just needs this red, and it should be 3-3. And he knows he could so easily have been out by now. It's a good effort, this, from Mark Joyce. He stuck to his task and piling the pressure back onto the shoulders of Mark Selby.
$48.
Well, as I mentioned, Mark Selby had a quick look at Mark Joyce there with that first red that he knocked in, and well, he knocked it in, and that was it.
49.
So the break ends at 49, and Mark Joyce has done enough to level up. Mark Selby went 3-1 up with a century in frame 4. Missed that yellow with a chance to clear up in the last frame, And he's going to have to play one more frame if he is to make chance came along. He took it well in that last frame.
Certainly did. Well, he was asked the question and he answered it. Can he do the same here? That wasn't too far away. Not good. Mark here can drop this red in, land on the yellow or the brown. Didn't fancy any of that, just fancied the double. He was looking to open the pack up there with the safety in mind.
Mark Joyce 1.
Well, slightly on the thick side. That's why he hasn't got the cue ball past the baulk line. But the red on the left here for Mark Joyce is risky. Mind you, he knocked a similar one like this in the last frame and it won in the frame. And there was a gap to go through there for the pink to the left middle. Oh, I think he's taking it on. Why not? He was out about 15 minutes ago when Mark Selby was in and missed that yellow off the spot.
One.
Solid.
Yeah, and a couple of shots ago, he fluked that red. He could have rolled up behind the yellow, but he knew that Selby would just come off the side cushion into the pack. He put the cue ball on the baulk cushion and has forced a mistake. He's forced an opening, so he's got himself into a good mindset there, I think, Joyce. But, of course, as with any decider, there's still pressure on both of them.
Yeah, we've often said this game is a bit like chess. Oh, he's not playing that very well, playing on the red on the black spot, but you know, you're looking to be 2 or 3 shots ahead of your opponent and put him in trouble. But that's not too clever.
No, this has gone wrong already. Remember, still to come after this decider, we've got Neil Robertson against Fang Zhongman.
Mark Joyce 7.
Yes, it wasn't a great safety from Mark Joyce. It's allowed Mark Selby to play that one. Imagine if he knocks this in and gets on the black. Not too bad. Well, he's contemplated the one near the black, but again, that's high risk. The daft thing is, you know, if Mark Selby comes through this match, he could finish up winning the tournament. It's we've seen it before. But this, well, decided could go either way. Chose to be patient. Good pace. There's a little tempter here to the right middle, but again, high risk. I think Mark Selby will play off the one that's down the table. Well, he should do anyway, but the one to the middle is a bit too risky for me. Looks like he's taken the one into the centre. Nope, a mile away. That's clever though. Well, that was twofold. As long as he missed one of the bulk colours of the cue ball, and the pace was right, he wasn't leaving the red down the table. Yeah, that's clever as well. Oh. Well, he got a massive kick, but it still went in. Oh, dear me. You could play on the red near the black here. That would open up the table at this end. Just a gentle stun shot from the blue. Yep, well done.
6.
This is a good chance.
Seven.
Yeah, he has looked confident actually from 3-1 down. Okay, it went a little awry in the 5th frame, but he won that frame and put together a really good effort in the last one.
$14. 15.
'Might need a cannon of some sort here. Half ball on the red above the black.
$22. Our Joyce 22.
So just as he was going so well, he misses that one. The question, how costly will it be? Here's the miss again.
Oh, Mark Joyce did seem to take a while over that one as to what he wanted to do.
One.
So Mark Selby, who's won so many close matches in various tournaments, finals as well, he's in the decider. And you just know with him, if he's ever going to come good, it's going to be in a decider, because we've seen it so many times before. Still got to do the business, but of course we'll be delighted to see Joyce break down there to give him a chance at least.
Well, that's gone wrong, because he's just clipped the blue on the way through, and I don't think that the red goes. He's trying to get on the left-hand red there. He just wanted to drift past the blue spot. Depends if the other one goes. I'm not sure. Can't see from here. He's checking it. Well, there might just be enough room.
Nine.
Yep.
13.
Just had a quick look at Mark Joyce in the chair there. Has his chance gone?
$14.
Well, he's got some angle on the black here. You can try and get into them. Has a red to the left middle. Well, he's caught them well, but the white has finished a little bit awkward here.
21.
Unless he's on this one. Well, that's fine if he is. Yep, no problem. There was just going to be awkward queuing on a couple of reds if he wasn't on that one. Now they're all on. Well, he had
25.
that 46 to lead 2-1, the 109 to lead 3-1. I think he'd be reasonably happy
26.
with this play and the results, of course, but he knows he's not quite on it yet. But at this stage, when you're trying to find something, a win is a win. He's not there yet. He might be now.
33.
Well, sorry, David.
Well, he was in and he was looking good. He was looking confident. But one miss might have
34.
cost him dear.
Yeah, and he had a look at that red, but he had a look at it 2 or 3 times before, well, he decided what he wanted to do with it, but in the end he missed it. He's got behind the red.
41.
Oh, has he? Well, I was surprised he played it that way, because the other one was just to bring the white up and down the middle of the table. 4 reds into the left corner.
Well, it's a bit like the earlier shot when he caught the blue. It's very tight, clearly.
Well, I don't know why he went that way. Didn't have to. He had choices. No, can you see enough of this? Well done.
42.
Well, I think if Mark Joyce, I should say, had any chance of winning this match, that was the one. Can't see it now. And that's not perfect either.
44. 45.
Still going to need both reds.
$50. 51.
Yes, he was checking the angle there to see whether he could potted that one and run through into the other one. Pushed it over the corner, but just a stun off the top cushion. A little bit of right hand side. Get him behind this final red. Anywhere near the cushion would be nice. Well, he's underhit that slightly, and it's one of those.
58.
It's frame and match ball, but as we know, there's been plenty of these rattled down the years.
And the danger is it stays over the pocket. But if it goes in, then Mark Joyce needs snookers. And in it goes, and Mark Selby, yet again, in a deciding frame, has stepped in and done the business.
Yeah, cometh the hour, cometh the man.
It's been a bit of a mixed bag from him in terms of performance, but it's worth saying as well, these best of sevens, they are short. He did have a century. It is only the first round, and of course the main thing is he's through. And that's all he really, in the end, cares about.
68.
Yeah, absolutely. We keep saying it. He's a little bit ring rusty, we know that. He's looking for something. Oh, massive disappointment for that man.
He had his chance, that's the frustrating thing. I think in the end he fought back,
71.
and he had his chance in the decider. And in the end, Mark Selby needed just one chance. It could have gone wrong a couple of times, but he's kept going. And in the end, has produced a classy finish.
75.
He's going to play China's Zhao Yingtong in the last 64.
$80.
Selby looking for
86.
something in this new season. Is it going to be this week in Belgium? Could have been out. But in fact, he's made a really terrific 93 clearance in the deciding frame to put himself into the last 64. Disappointment for Mark Joyce, having fought back from 3-1 down. But yet again in a decider, Selby has done it, and he wins 4-3.